I froze at the sight before me, because that child was my son. I desperately tried to lift the cabinet, praying he was still alive, but the blood pooling beneath him told me it was too late. When my husband came home and heard what happened, he lost it. He blamed me for not watching our son. His words cut through me like knives. Two people who once loved each other had now become enemies. I blamed myself for our son's death, and he did too. Consumed by the grief of losing his child, every day he would stare at our son's photo, tears streaming down his face. One day while I was going through our son's things, someone knocked on the door. I opened it and froze. It was my husband. But he wasn't cold and distant like usual. He was strangely gentle. Maybe he had forgiven me. Maybe we could try for another child. Then he said he ran into my aunt on the street, and they had a nice chat. I went pale. My aunt died over 30 years ago. There was no way he could have seen her. Before I could ask more, he asked if our son was in the bedroom. He wanted to see him. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there frozen. Then someone knocked again. I heard my husband's voice outside, and my mind went blank. I rushed to the living room to see who had just been there, but the husband who had been sitting there was completely gone. In shock, I went to open the door. My husband stood there, yelling and cursing at me. In that moment, I started to question who my real husband was. The next day, I went to see my best friend. I told her everything strange that had happened, but she didn't believe me. She suggested I see a therapist and just walked away. On my way home, I stopped dead in my tracks. The cabinet from my house was sitting in the street. I stared at it confused. It started to shake and then it fell over. To my horror, two dark figures appeared behind it, but in an instant they vanished. Terrified, I ran straight home. But that night, something even stranger happened. I had a nightmare while I slept. When I woke up, I realized it wasn't a dream at all. A horrifying scene was unfolding right before my eyes.